What if I told you there's only one thing that you have to do to become financially independent, wealthy, debt-free, any of the above? What if there's only one thing that you had to do? And there is. My name's Kyle Knott, and I'm not your average finance guy. And right above me here, I has to be greater than E. Your income has to be greater than your expenses. Now, the higher your income and the lower your expenses, the more that gap in the middle, that cash flow, that is what's going to make you a millionaire. That's what's going to get you out of debt. That's what's going to make you financially free. That is the key. That's all there is to it. It's super simple, right? Super simple is not always super easy, but as long as your income, however that is, maybe you go to work every day, maybe you work at a gas station, maybe you're a janitor. It doesn't matter. Wherever your income is at, if your expenses are more, you're going into debt. If your income's here, your expenses are less, you are now going to build money. You're going to build up cash, net worth, get out of debt, however you want to do it, but that is the key. That's what you have to do first. Now, if income and expenses are equal, okay, you're just treading water. So what could you do? You could increase your income. You could decrease your expenses. Some people really focus on, I want to cut out the coffee. I want to cut everything, cut. There's only so much that you can cut until you're living in a tent in the woods. And maybe if that's the way you want to live, go for it. But there's only so much that you can cut. At some point, we got to look over here. How can we increase our income? So the farther this gap is, and whatever that middle ground, the cash flow in the middle, that is what is going to propel you either out of debt or into wealth or whatever your goals are financially. That is the key. Now, I used to be, when I first graduated college, I still lived like I was in college, and I did have many expenses. Okay, I kept them low, and I still kind of do. People probably call me frugal. Wouldn't it be better, rather than cutting all of these expenses to widen this gap, wouldn't it be better to increase your income? Keep that income going up, and now you can enjoy your Starbucks coffee, enjoy more stuff. As your income goes up, your expenses, if they go down, yes, you'll get to your financial goals faster, but your expenses can still go up a little bit. What if you have a big jump and you get a big income jump and you only bump your expenses a little bit? There's nothing wrong with that. Brian Tracy, I used to follow him quite a bit, said every time you get a raise at work, whatever your raise is, get a raise, income went up, most people match their expenses. Somehow, after you've been working for 20 years, you started wherever you started at, and you've been in the same job for 20 years, you're probably making a lot more than you were 20 years ago. And what else happened? Your income went up, and so did your expenses. I've seen this with doctors making millions of dollars. They live in huge, lavish houses, have these great cars, they have everything. Their income is high, and guess what? Their expenses meet or exceed. So I don't care. It doesn't matter how high your income is. If your expenses are more, you look rich, but are you? Are you rich? Are you wealthy? Are you financially independent? If you truly want to be financially independent, then it's very simple. Your expenses have to be less than your income. I would really focus on getting your income up. That, to me, is a better way to live. But you do you. Everyone's different, and I totally get that. So the higher the expenses, the higher the expenses, the higher the income needs to be. Okay. Anytime you get maybe a bonus at work, what do people do when they get a bonus? I've known people that got a $10,000 bonus. So what do? They take a trip to Hawaii and spend $15,000. So did you get a bonus? It cost you $5,000. So now that's great. But if you are you're struggling, you're trying to get out of debt, or you're trying to build wealth, or depend on whatever your goals are. Now, if your goals are to go to Hawaii with your family and have a great week vacation, then go for it. You just spent $5,000 on a trip that, essentially cost 15. So you got the 10 from your workplace. Cool. If that's your goals. But if your goals are, I want to get ahead, what if you got a $10,000 bonus and you maybe spent half of it? Go on a $5,000 trip. Instead of flying to Hawaii, maybe you drive somewhere and spend a week in a hotel and go look at something cool, or whatever your family is into, whatever you want to do. Make it just pull back the reins a little bit, right? So your income went up, And instead of coming to meet that with your expenses or exceed it with that one, false swoop, maybe we just cut it in half. And if you get a $10,000 bonus, Uncle Sam's already going to take his portion of it. So what I would recommend is whatever income you get, if you get a big bonus or a windfall of money, go ahead and spend some. Have a good time. It's what life's all about. I get that. If you want to save it all and get that rolling and compounding, now in the future, you're delaying your gratification out into the future. And at some point, you will have way, way more. And I love that part of it too. I get it all, but there's different ways that you can think about this. But what we've got to do is the farther that gap of income and expenses, the faster you are going to be able to get financially independent. So maybe you hate your job. If you hate your job, maybe you would really want to, like, I am done with this job. I can't stand it anymore. I just got a bonus at work. I am not spending a dime. I need to invest this and get it compounding, get it building, so then I can tap into those reserves later. And you can, maybe that gives you the freedom to then quit that job, and you can maybe take, if you've got a cash flowing asset of some sort here, now maybe that spits off some other income that can help you financially, so you can get rid of that stupid job that you hate and go do something that you love. Maybe something you love doesn't pay as well, but wouldn't your peace of mind be way better? So in the future, you can have a decent job that you love, and you're still not making that much money, but you've got these other investments that can help you out financially to keep everything going. Again, never have your expenses exceed your income. So if you were up here and your expenses were here, and now you're going to take a job, a pay cut at work, okay, your pay comes down. What if it comes below your expenses? Well, this is just work, but if you've got another investment over here that can make up that gap to at least get the income back above the expenses, that's what it's about. Multiple streams of income. All money does not have to come from your job, what you do at work. I highly suggest everyone that I know that is financially free and wealthy has other sources of income. I know plenty of them that still work all day long. This isn't just for rich people. Oh, they're rich, they're good at it. You have to do something. You have to take action in your life to be able to get to what these people are doing. Look at what they're doing. It's not that difficult. If you want to be wealthy, look at someone who's wealthy and do what they do. It's very simple. Now, okay, the trust fund and all that, the rich ultra, we're not talking about them, okay? We're talking about regular run-of-the-mill, down-to-earth, hard-working Americans that are just trying to get ahead. And I know it's not easy because inflation's going crazy, the price of everything's going nuts, the tariffs, who knows, just keep grinding. You can get there as long as it's right here. Your income has to be greater than your expenses. Hop on my website if you want. I got a bunch of tools on there that free that you can look at, and you got to know where you're at. You got to know what your expenses are. If you're just cruising, you like to scroll through Amazon. Ooh, that looks cool. You scroll through Facebook and the ads go, oh, that looks cool. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that. Do you even know where you're at? Do you know how much money you have left? Give yourself some discretionary spending, whatever your situation is. I'm cool with that. Give yourself some discretionary spending to go and blow on doodads and shit that you see online if that's what you're into. But if you have a problem, recognize that you have a problem and know what you have, know where you're at. There's all kinds of apps that you can get that track what you've got. Maybe you want to give yourself, I don't know, $500 or $5,000 every month. It all depends on how much income you've got. Give yourself something to just blow it. I can blow it on whatever I want, and it doesn't matter if you've got the room there. So that's just another expense. So if you can lower that expense, that'll keep that gap going. So, all right. Hope this helps. One rule, that's the only thing you got to do. Make sure your income is greater than your expenses.